Hello everyone, it's Alrighty here and welcome to another week in toys. Today is Sunday the 10th of September and I've picked up a few little things over the last couple of weeks. Nothing too major, but a lot of really cool bits and dabs that I picked up. I went away, about a week ago now, 2 weeks ago I went away. Went over to Mallorca and it was nice. Nice weather apart from the last couple of days. And yeah, it was good, but there weren't a lot of toys there at all. In fact, there were toys, but all of them were cheap, horrible knockoff toys. So what I'll do, I'll quickly show you some pictures that I took of these toys. I didn't actually buy any of those knockoffs, but I thought it was still cool to actually see them. So these are like some Barnacle kind of knockoffs. There's a few different kinds of them. You can see the price of these are crazy. They're about £7 each. These are like the Pound World knockoffs that we see. This was pretty cool, a unique Ultra Magnus kind of figure. Again, another one of these like Galaxy Shifter things, overpriced. And another Ultra Magnus, which reminds me of something from the War of Cybertron games. I think that was about £14. This is just cursed, horrible, but it did have some lovely artwork on it, which was probably stolen, to be fair. I was close to buying this one. This is a knockoff of The Last Night, a Megatron and a Starscream, some knockoff Lego Creo Transformers. Oliver did get one of those. This was a knockoff Lego Ray, I think. Here's some more knockoff Lego, which was pretty cool to see, but terribly done. Another Galaxy Shifter, this time with some weapons. This is the figure that Oliver got. It's actually quite good. Kind of like Nemesis Primey, but a bit more orange. These three look quite good. There's a knockoff Ratchet in the middle, and the one on the right-hand side, I wish I'd have bought now. It looks really good. And this is just, yeah, another knockoff. So as you can see, loads of knockoffs that were overpriced. So yeah, the issue is why I didn't pick them up is they're about £10 each. A lot of these things were £8 to £10 each, and I wouldn't even pay £1 for some of them, to be honest. So I didn't pick them up, but as I say, I think it was pretty cool to show you what they look like. So I did pick up something while I was away. I didn't want to get any of the tat or anything like that that was out there, the fake tat. But I mean, one of the shops, I spotted these things and I thought those are official figures. And I think they worked out to be about £5.50 each. And there were a line I saw before, and I haven't got really much interest in the line, but you know what it's like as toy collectors, like, I want to take something back with me. I picked up these. These are part of the ThunderCats line from a couple of years ago. And yeah, they're all right little figures. They remind me a lot of some of the older Ben 10 figures that Oliver had, quite small, quite well articulated. Is this Chitara? Is that her name? Sorry if I've got that wrong. She has less articulation. She has nothing in her ankles, whereas Tiger here does have movement in his ankles. But does he have a rocker? Doesn't really have a rocker. But yeah, they're all right. They're all right. I just wanted something to come back with from holiday, and these were the only real things there that actually were half decent, to be honest. So I picked up these. Cool to see them in the shop, and I rescued them from a little tiny backstreet tat shop in Mallorca somewhere. So there we go. Brought them back to the Midlands with me. So on to a couple of things I picked up. Probably why I was away, actually. Well, one of them was before I was away. I paid an extra £1 shipping to get this delivered in 24 hours, or raw mail 24 hours anyway, next working day. Which should have been okay to come, but unfortunately it wasn't due to be delivered until the following Wednesday, when I ordered it on the Thursday, believe it or not, because of the bank holiday and everything like that. And then because I was away, I have it re-delivered. It finally come on last Tuesday. It's Studio Series 86 Frenzy, or if you're wrong, Rumble. Very cool figure, very similar. Well, it's exactly the same, just different colours than the Rumble figure. Completionist in me needed to get him. He's awesome. 14 quid though is a lot of money for this figure, to be honest with you. But yeah, he's alright. He's not bad. It's nice to have. I know you said the final minion then for the collection, but I think we're still waiting for a decent Ravage, aren't we? The Ravage in my display is the one that came with, was it Universe Hound? That Ravage is probably still the best version for me. But yeah, Frenzy is alright. You can take off his pile drivers. I know people moan about him not having elbows and not being able to hold the guns in his hand. You have to peg them to the arm. But I think they're just being a bit picky. I think this is a decent little figure. Even though it was a little bit expensive. The core class are really good, but they are expensive, aren't they? But picked up Frenzy there. Was happy to have him. Now, I also picked up this while I was away. I've been on a little bit of an Armada kick, Transformers Armada. I have, ever since I've been picking up the minicons from TFN, I've been looking to actually complete some of the sets that I've got. And this is a combining minicon set that I never actually had before. And I've been looking for a while for, well, since TFN for one. And they were looking about 30 quid. And I eventually found one for 20 on Vinted. Little did I know that I had to pay postage on top of that because how it works has changed now. But never mind. Nevertheless, it's been held here by Detritus, but I picked up the Skyboom Shield, so not Detritus here. And what I do like about these Armada things is they're still compatible today with some of the newer figures. But yeah, this is the Skyboom Shield. It is a combination of 3 minicons. One that you might recognise from Starscream and ThunderCats, Swindle. I don't think it's actually called Swindle though. But this in the show combines into a shield, and I think Prime mainly uses it because Megatron has a Star Saber for a lot of the time. At least that's what I can remember. It does transform into 3 separate vehicles. So I'll transform them up now. I won't bother putting them in robot mode, but just so you can see the vehicles. Yeah, transform into like this race car here. Obviously the Swindle looking one. And then this one's probably the most clever one of all. It's just a van that basically folds in half. And it does have a robot mode as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I picked up those. They also had the instructions with them, which was nice. I mean, I didn't need them because I'm not really an instruction collector person, but nice to have if they've been given them. And yeah, I'm happy to have that set. Really, really cool. I don't know how I'm going to display them yet. I'm still waiting to complete any of my sabres. I've got 2 of the Dark Saber, 2 of the, is it the Energon, the yellow version? The sun's shining in, sorry about that. And the normal Star Saber. I'm still missing 1 component part from those. Hopefully I should be completing those soon though. But yeah, that is the first weapon combiner I've got. I'm still missing 1 part from the Requiem Blaster as well, but never mind. So yeah, I picked up those while I was away. I'm really, really happy to have them. Really, really cool. Another thing I spotted when I was away, and was it before I was away? I can't remember. It might have been during I was away. But Mr. Shooty had been looking for hot rods, and there's this one hot rod that I saw in China. I got no idea what they were called. But I spotted them on AliExpress, told Dave. Dave said he was going to order one. I said, would you mind ordering me a couple of them? So these are them. I think they're called Mini Mates, I think they are. You might have saw this on Instagram, but you can pick from these items. So you've got Rodimus, Bumblebee, Optimus, Starscream, Megatron, and Galvatron. And they all have these like little car things with them. If you can see those. That kind of the alt mode, which is pretty awesome. I think Megatron looks like kind of a tank, or I don't know if it's meant to be a gun. Same with Galvatron, just looks like he's got an orange nipple, doesn't it? But yeah, so Dave ordered a hot rod for him because obviously he needs one for his hot rod shrine. I had a hot rod as well, so here he is. Here is old hot rod here. Pretty nice thing, very kiddie. It's like a giant Lego figure, I suppose. I mean, you can take the heads off. The arms, believe it or not, are articulated, which is pretty cool. You can do a lot of weird things with them. I might do a little short on it. This does open up into kind of a base mode. So it kind of goes like that. So you can display them like that. And then this is actually a weapons rack to store the 2 weapons, which are Hot Rod Saw and his blaster. To me, the only thing really missing, and it's not necessary really, but the only thing really missing from this, I think a hot rod never looks like a hot rod without the spoiler on his back. Obviously this looks more like, because of the square mode of it, this looks more like Rodimus Prime, and you have got a little spoiler at the top there. But nevertheless, I think it would have been nice to have the spoiler on the back of the figure. But a cool thing, so I had Hot Rod, and because Oliver has enjoyed Transformers since his Watch Rise of the Beasts, he got Optimus here. Now unfortunately he has broken Optimus already. These parts actually come off. They're like these connectors, these like plus sign connectors. He got wedged in there and Oliver pulled it too tight and it snapped off, unfortunately, which is a shame. But nevertheless, it's playable. I've glued it back on. You can't pull those out, but that's where they're meant to be anyway, and it doesn't affect the beast mode, so it doesn't really matter. Optimus here, pretty cool looking, very stylised, very Japanesey. He does come with his axe. I think that's inside there. I did pop to a charity shop in the week and I found this for £2. It is Rescue Bot Salvage, and Oliver's been playing with it, but I actually quite like this thing. Was there a time where this was quite rare? Because I remember seeing on eBay some going for like 30-40 quid a while ago. I looked and they go for nowhere near that now. But I bought it anyway. They also had a Ratchet, I think it was, Rescue Bots, but I left that in there because Oliver's already got it. But yeah, it's a cool little figure. I like that it's actually got a little bit of articulation. These plug in there to make him a little bit more solid, and then yeah, he's got a decent amount of articulation for a one step. I mean, at least his arms move. His head down. But one thing I was going to say about this is that Voyager Junkion, I forget his name, but do we think we're going to get a repaint of him into this? I can really see it. I can really see him repainting that into this figure. But nevertheless, for £2, he was alright. Now, this morning I went to a car boot and I went to a local toy fair, and we found a few bits. We were walking around and Oliver found some Lego for a £5, loads of Lego in there, so we picked up that. I think he had some Pokemon cards as well, and is it a Piku Funko Pop? His foot was broken, but it was only a couple of quid. But we found some quite old Hasbro toys, well, Hasbro, and I think these might be Bandai. And I'm going to find the phone out because I took a picture of the box, because I think it's been thrown away now. But I took a picture of the box. The first ones are called B. Damon Crossfire. I'll show you a picture of the box here. There's an entire store with 4 or 5 of these sealed items on there. This is what they look like, and essentially they're a Hasbro line from about 10 odd years ago. This has a gun part that attaches to it, and it shoots balls out of his chest into what looks like a bowling pin, and it's basically a bowling game. Basically, that's what it is. This was £3. Very strange thing. Don't know why he had it. Don't think he was that fussed about it. I think it was just because it was a snake. He thought it was quite cool. But nevertheless, there we go. He had that. Then on another store, these were £1 each. And again, I haven't seen these before. I think these are called Macard. I think they're a Chinese or Japanese line. They come with these cards here, and they remind me a bit of Bakugan. So they had 3 of them. Picked up 2 for £1 each, and I wish I got the other one now because these are pretty cool. They are Transformers that transforming cars that automorph when you put them on this card, or at least you should. There we go. So this one's popped open. This is a very strange one. This is a Wasp, which is very strange, very odd. Not the best one, that one, but nevertheless pretty cool, and it all springs back together. I think it must work with magnets or something. Just all clips back together. This one's probably the best one. Let me try and get this one to work, because this one doesn't seem to want to work with a magnet, but we can try. Here we go. This one turns into kind of a frog or a dragon or something like that, but that's pretty cool. Pretty cool things. There was a purple one that turned into a robot, but the robot mode looked awful, and I should have got it for £1, to be honest with you, but I didn't bother because I thought, oh well, I've got £2, I'll just get the 2, and I got the 2 animals because I thought that's what Oliver would really like. But yeah, you could put them back together like that. So yeah, they were okay. As I say, he picked up some other bits, but those were the things of note that he picked up. We did go to the toy fair, and he did find a Digimon cuddly toy. I think it was a McDonald's toy, and they wanted a £5 for it. At first I said bloody no, but he really wanted it, so we walked around and went back. I first passed around, nothing there. It was really disappointing today, just mainly trains and Thunderbirds and that kind of stuff. But looking on the store, there were 4 Transformers on there that I missed the first time round. There was Combiner Wars Hot Rod missing his spoiler. There was a Legion class Flying Viacon, which I've already got. And there was these 2 figures. So this is Spy Changer's War. Thanks for Luffy for letting me know his name. I've had this mould before, I'm sure I have. But he was marked up as £2. And then there is a little minicon here. I know that this originally came in a set of 3, but I think this particular version was either part of a 4-pack or part of the single releases. I'm not sure. But this one's actually quite a nice little minicon. I don't know why, it reminds me of a GoBot. The transformation of this reminds me of a GoBot figure that maybe I had when I was a kid. Excuse Oliver shouting in the background, he's playing Skylanders. But yeah, picked up him as well, and I just asked him would you do the 2 for £3, and he said yeah. So I thought, happy days, I'll have them. So yeah, that was it from the toy fair. Pretty disappointing. But then I got a message off my mate Tim, who has just bought himself an expensive 3D printer, and he asked me yesterday, is there anything that he can do to try and print off? And I noticed that his printer came with a spoil of bright green printer plastic, whatever we call it. Printer filament, that's the word I'm looking for. So I asked him to print me this. It's a little add-on for G2 Megatron. It is literally just this part here, this little square thing, and it allows you to attach that to his shoulder, and then it's got a little 5mm port at the top, and you can plug this part in, or this cannon, into there. I've gone for this particular cannon because I think it looks a little bit better. But yeah, my G2 Megatron now has a shoulder mounted cannon, as he should have done originally. So cheers to him for that, and apparently that took 6 minutes to print, and it cost pence, so there we go. I also picked up something, and I'm not really a gamer on this channel, and that, but I did. There goes Megatron. I did pick up this. It's an Ambernick. I think it's an RG35XX, I think it is. And basically, it's a small little gaming console. James told me about this. Showed him he had one at TFN. He's got the better version of this. But essentially, it comes out the box with a load of games on here that you can see. And yeah, I've just been playing a little bit of, let me find it, if I can find it, eventually. Here we go. I've been playing a bit of Resident Evil 3 the last couple of days, so there we go. So I picked up that was about 60 quid, worth every penny. If you like your retro gaming, I recommend picking up one of those, they are really, really cool. Today is Monday the 11th of September, and I've received a couple of parcels today. One from Hasbro Pulse, which I'll open in a minute, and another one from my good mate John, which I don't think I'm showing you his return address. I'm not. I won't show the front because he's got mine on. He kind of messaged me just saying he was going to send me something through the post, which is really, really kind of him. I've got no idea what this is, other than opening it up myself and then like talking to you afterwards about what was in here. I thought, you know what, I'll open it up on camera so you can have a look and John can see my honest reaction about what he sent me. Oh wow, okay. Oh, that's pretty awesome. He has sent me, oh, there's something else in here, I think. What's this? We've got a basketball jumping bloke sticker. I think that was from the shoes before. Oh, there's a couple of things in here actually. So the first thing he sent me is he sent me this weird little sound wave. Reminds me a lot of the animated one, isn't it? Transformers animated, didn't he turn into a vehicle? It's got quite a nice little sculpt underneath. I don't know if this is a one step or it might be one of those Energetic Knight figures. I'll try and open it. Okay, so I think that's how we do it. That's quite a cool little sound wave, isn't it? That's awesome. I think there's something in here. I don't know if it's a part to this figure or something else. Oh wow. Now that is awesome. That is a Revenge of the Fallen clear Ravage. Where the hell have you got that from, mate? I don't know if this mouth opens. No, I don't think it does. But that's awesome. Look at that clear plastic Ravage. Where the hell have you got that from, mate? That's awesome. I thought it was a part of this Soundwave because I think this is an Energon United figure. But he sent me this lovely, cool little Ravage. You can't quite see the detail on it because it's clear. Rudy Zazoo would love this. That is awesome. Where the hell have you had this from, mate? Where the hell? I've never seen these before in my life. I wish to do an actual G1 Ravage this company because this is awesome. This is perfect. Soundwave as well. He is pretty cool. Like, I like how he's kind of Bayverse in a way, but not Bayverse. Like he's kind of half G1. Was this from the Bumblebee movie? Is this where it was from? It's got like a single arm blaster as well. Very strange thing, but very, very cool. I think that's. Oh no, there's something else in here as well. There's 3 things he sent me. So let's have a look what this other thing is. Wow. Well, I suppose you couldn't send me a Soundwave and a Ravage without a laser beam. Look at this. This is another clear version of. This is Dark of the Moon. Wow, look at these things. Articulated wings, clear plastic. But absolutely stunning. Look at these things. I have no idea where you've got them from, mate, but they are beautiful. And honestly, I didn't see them because they're wrapped up in bubble wrap in here. I thought this was just a thing he sent me. This is awesome on its own, but mate, you're so kind. Thank you very much. These are awesome. Soundwave's a cool little desk fiddle toy that I can play about with and flip between modes on my desk. I do like having a desk toy. That's pretty awesome, but thank you. Soundwave and a couple of his cassettes. What more can a bloke want? That's really awesome. Thank you very much, mate. Right, got another parcel. This one won't be as good. It's from Hasbro Pulse. I think you'll probably guess what it is. Out of all the deluxes that have been released this week, in fact, they've been staggered, haven't they, this week? But I had to get a bombshell to finish my Insecticons. Really, really happy with it. It looks alright, actually. His head looks really nice, actually. Looking forward to opening him up. That's the Insecticons complete. Job done. No more Insecticons. The only thing, I wasn't so sure of this one. And you've got to get it, haven't you, because it's bombshell. But because it's such a heavy retool of shrapnel, I'm used to bombshell having a slightly different back. This just looks like half shrapnel, half bombshell, doesn't it? But I suppose it works for what it needs to do, and I'll be keeping these in robot mode anyway. But yeah, awesome. Happy to have him. Insecticons finished. Winning now is Swoop to finish the Dynamax. So that's awesome. Thank you again, John, for Soundwave, for Ravage, for Laserbeak, for the Jordan sticker, and cheers to Hasbro for sending me Bombshell. That's pretty awesome. I might open up Bombshell in a bit and show you another day. So as promised, really quickly, here is Bombshell out of his packaging. As you can see, this is a lovely representation of Bombshell. Because let's face it, it is Bombshell. Joking aside, he's a decent little figure. I think that it works with the other Insecticons. It just feels... To me, it feels a little bit less loved, and I'll tell you the reason why. And it shouldn't bother me, and it really, really does. Is that these legs are basically Shrapnel's legs. And when he transforms into his bug mode, instead of having the more G1 accurate curved back, he's got more of a square back in bug mode, and I think it's just a fraction let down for me because the Scrapman was great, Kickback was great, and this feels like a half lazy retool. I understand why they've done it, and it's not as bad. It shouldn't bother me, but it does. But nevertheless, top half of him is lovely. Looks great with the other Insecticons. Would have liked a little bit of a better locking mechanism here because I can see over time that friction joint loosening. But he's alright, he's not bad, and you know what, I'm happy to have finished a mini collection of those Insecticons. He'll definitely be repainted into some of the deluxe Insecticons, I think, next year in Evolution Universe, whatever we're bloody calling it. Yeah, and that's it for this week in toys. Funnily enough, today is actually the 17th of September, and I have a massive pile of toys over there I've picked up from car boot sales and some eBay purchases over the last week or so. But I've been a bit late getting this Week in Toys out, so what I thought I'd do, I'd leave this one here and check out next week's Week in Toys, where I'll be showing you all the other wonderful stuff I've picked up. Until next time, I've been Zort Rider, and I'll catch you again really, really soon.